Let's begin by finding out where everything is, all the objects and the settings that are available in the new particle system. So first of all, you can see from my new feature highlight, which if you don't know what this is, you see these yellow menus. This indicates that for this particular version, in these menus, we have some new features. Here are the particle features. Now, if you want to activate it, in case you don't have it, go to the preferences, so Edit Preferences, and over here in the Interface tab, you will see them in the highlight features, and you just indicate which version you want to see what was new in. And I always turn off the fading, so no matter how much I use these new features, they don't fade out because this is a function, and I reset it and everything is fine. So if you want to see them, just make sure these are on. You can always turn them off and not have these yellow menus. Back to 2024.4. Now let's go here to the simulate, and you'll see that we have this new particle group over here that contains emitters, groups, conditions, and modifiers. All the legacy stuff, the standard and the thinking particles objects have been moved in this particles legacy tab. Now what I've done is I've torn out these and I've created my own palette and so forth, and I've saved it as a layout, particles, and I've made these beautiful big icons. Well, I just right-clicked and I said icon size large. That's very creative. Now, over here we have the emitters. Then we have the groups. These over here, they're presented as folders. Then we have the various conditions, and these will allow us to check certain things about particles and tell them to do something else. Over here, from this point onwards, all these are modifiers, but they do different things. These here, these 5, are data modifiers. These here are orientation, how the particle is facing, which direction, and so forth. So orientation modifiers. These 3, blend, flock, and predator-prey, are particle-to-particle interactions. And the last 4, collide, pirate, vect, stick, and surface attract, have to do with how the particles interact with objects that have simulation tags from our new simulations. And as far as objects, that's all we have, no tags or anything like that. Now let's go and visit the project settings. So I'm going to go Edit and go to my Scene settings and go to Simulation. And you will see that we have a new tab. Let me make this a bit bigger so we have some space here. And we have this 4th tab now that says Particles. And here you will see we have substep, which you will only need to change under various circumstances, quite rarely. Precision, again, we're going to talk about these in detail when we get to more advanced settings, because for now, everything here should work nicely in default settings. Compactify, threshold, download particles, these are all optimization methods because this is a GPU system in order for the system to communicate with Cinema 4D, which runs on CPU. It needs to do some optimizations to give you the amazing performance it has. And here it's the drawing of the groupless particles. We are going to talk about groupless particles without any shame. Now, there are a few of these settings that exist in the other tabs that may have some significance. Now, if we go to the scene, the CPU-GPU switch does take particles into consideration. You may want to do your calculation on CPU, but it's advised to do them on GPU. Select your GPU here. The gravity, time scale, scene scale should not do anything, and that's totally independent from how the particles work. Particles work with their own gravity and so forth. Simulate before generators, yes, this affects the result in the same way that you use it when you're doing any kinds of simulations. We are going to talk about this later on. The project frame range, this affects as well how many frames are going to be simulated if you use this. And of course, here we are going to see various simulation objects, which includes particles in certain cases. And that's just about all. If you go here to the simulation, absolutely nothing in this menu has anything to do with particles themselves. So that was easy. And the same with Pyro. All of these Pyro settings have nothing to do with particles. And we're left just with this and a couple of things over here. That's all you need to know about the interface, where everything is and where certain settings are. In the next video, I'm going to use the basic emitter. I'm going to make an introduction, so to speak, And at the same time, I'm going to show you how to set up your first particle simulation. So I think I'm going to see you soon.